You are not a superficial person, Pisces, but there may be periods where your in-depth analysis and scrutiny has become a little superficial. That's going to change this month. I'm Dadhichi, by the way, from astrology.com.au, and it's the month of October 2019. Thanks for joining, to those of you that are new. A brief synopsis of what's going on in the heavens, and as you can see here, this 8th house of your horoscope, just before the month commenced, a new moon taking place here, and now with Mercury, Venus, and the powerful Sun in this 8th position, pointing the way to a deeper analysis of things, a more intimate assessment of your relationships, and also unearthing those things in your personal life, your personal self, which have held you back. Excellent opportunities around the 4th with the Moon-Jupiter conjunction in your 10th house here. That's a little offset to this, but on the 4th itself as well, this important and dynamic transit of one of your best planets, Mars, into this 8th house as well. Just a little after, Mercury moves into the educational sphere. By the way, that has to do with travel, so you may be thinking about that, but may be a little bit down because of this conjunction of the Moon and Saturn around the 6th and the 7th and Pluto. Be careful that the motivation for why you want to do things isn't based upon a knee-jerk reaction or an escapism tendency, which we know is quite likely with those of you born under the sign of the fish who happen to be swimming in different directions. So get that direction right. And I think that's likely with, we see here again around the 9th, the movement of Venus into the 9th house. So 2 planets here, and as the month progresses, this is going to become more and more pronounced in terms of your focal point. Education, legal matters, travels, spiritual insights, questioning your own belief systems. That's also shown by this full impact of Uranus, the progressive planet, which I call the disruptor, here influencing Mercury and Moon. And have a look here after this conjunction with Neptune, another spiritual planet, your ruler, this full moon in your 2nd house. Now that has more to do with the material side of things, and I may have been a little lopsided here saying that the influence here on your 8th house is purely psychological. Of course, this is what we call shared resources, the money that you have tied up with other people, banks, annuities, insurances, investments, which is also to do with the 5th house. And here we have a square aspect if we're talking about investments, purely investments here. There can be some impulse that you need to curb at that time, and that's due to this right angle of Mars to the North Node here in the 5th house of speculation. This is also creativity, and with the Moon transiting this incredibly disruptive and erratic and progressive planet, we see here also that additional influence. And there's a loose sextile here between Uranus and the North Node, who act in a similar sort of fashion. Unusual events with children and younger people. It may be a desire, particularly here around the 20th, with the Moon making its conjunction to the North Node, to try something a little bit odd in the way that you express yourself. It may also mean very unusual sexual encounters if you're single, attraction to unusual types of people, people outside the culture. Rahu, or the North Node, is very much a cultural influence on the horoscope. Now, around 22nd, 23rd, watch your health. Especially here, you can have an onset of some sort of discomfort very quickly with the square aspect to Uranus. And it's a dark moon, and it is the planet ruling the 5th house. So apart from your own health, this can have implications for the health of your children. Certainly you'll be serving someone at this time. Moon is also the natural significator of one's mother. Check out what I said earlier here, Pisces, the transition of the Sun into this 9th house on the 24th of October. It's a big shift there. And again, focused on this 9th house of your horoscope. Seems like that is the theme this month. And of course, we've got a new moon here that is going to form on the 28th, but not until after It's made that dynamic conjunction with Mars, and believe it or not, this conjunction for you is an exceptionally good one and brings a lot of luck there. You can win some money, you can find out that you've got money that's been earned and you weren't aware of. That's again that 8th house stuff. And then the moon sneaking there into the 9th house, into that new moon on the 28th, which is showing a whole new leaf being turned over as far as your philosophical ideals are concerned. This may also be a reaching out to someone who has some information for you, or people that are adept in the way they're able to convey spiritual and philosophical understanding. This has to do with your belief systems primarily. So I think the last day of the month is important, especially there with that second conjunction of the moon to Jupiter, a very powerful spilling over of all this spiritual energy into your work and your sense of ego. And so therefore, this shows definitely, without a doubt, some whole new chapter commencing in your life. And that is going to be wholly dependent upon your belief system, the perspective that you've had in life. And you're starting to get the picture now. You're starting to understand that the condition of your life, the circumstances of your life, is an absolute replication or mirror image of how you feel within yourself and what it is that you believe. So taking that forward, I think this is an exceptional month and one in which you can really make some great strides in your life, Pisces. Don't forget to check out what else we've got there for you at astrology.com.au for the month in focus, the daily readings. I'm right now writing the 2020 horoscopes. We've still got the remainder of 2019. You can read up on that. Subscribe here, and don't forget to get that personal one-on-one reading with me. That's where it's really, really revealing. And I'd love to take the opportunity to do that. See you next time, same time here on the channel next month for November's reading. Take care now. Bye-bye.